So it is all over social media. This young man we call the lumberjack landlord has just transitioned into buying jails. He bought a jail. He bought a jail.
I did.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Seems kind of obtuse to me. I'm sure there's a value add story.
Has to
So
be.
I hope so. I hope you're not going to be a purveyor of criminals or whatever. That's another rent by the room, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Rent by the room, I guess. Maybe it's a good business. I don't know, but I don't want to play there. But
Yeah.
tell us, buying a jail? What?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, yeah, I bought a jail. It's actually a jail slash police station.
Oh, even better. So you bought a
Yeah.
police station and a jail. All right.
Yeah. Same building. Yeah. It's kind of
Same
cool.
building. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think, as a value investor, I'm always looking for the next thing to buy and the next thing that I can create value in. When you are, admittedly, when you are really pushing the envelope and trying to do new and different and better things, you're going to strike out and lose sometimes, and you're going to strike out and really win sometimes, and this asset I bought it's 8,000 square feet.
Okay.
I paid $200,000 for it.
What?
Yeah.
What is that a square foot? Like $4?
Like, no, it's less than $3.
200,000.
It's like 250. It's like 250 a
yeah.
foot. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So I paid $2.50 a foot for an 8,000 square foot building that's in a downtown area that I own 7 other properties within a half a mile of.
It's $25 a foot, by the way.
Sorry, 25. Yeah. Yeah. $25 a foot. So, $25 a foot. What are you buying at $25 a foot? Normally.
So let's paint that. So, okay.
200. Okay.
So I want to get into this. So, okay. Yeah. So first, did somebody reach out to you?
No.
Did you see it listed? Did you drive by the window? I mean, how do you, because again, I'm guessing these aren't on the MLS, but maybe it was.
It got to the MLS.
Oh, it did.
It got there eventually. So this was a project where you look at a lot of the older New England cities or East Coast cities. Yeah. A lot of them are older. They have public assets. Police stations, fire stations, fill in the blank, right? Sometimes they don't knock them down. Sometimes they're just like, nope, we got to build from scratch. We need a better location, something a whole lot bigger, doesn't fit on the lot.
The city's changed. You can't get around anymore. Yep.
Exactly. So we're always looking for assets like that. And so this particular asset, I had heard about maybe a little over a year ago. I'd heard about this asset. I knew that they were going through some remediation because cities will often spend well into the 6 figures to remediate all the things that you typically find in these buildings.
Yeah, like asbestos,
lead.
Yeah, they don't want to sell it. They want to remove all that up front.
There's too many disclosures. There's too much liability, right? Yeah. So they look at it and they say, we want to do all of these things. So they do all of those things. Well into the 6 figures, they took care of all of that stuff.
Okay.
So what am I getting?
Clean up.
I'm buying
basically
clean.
They're selling you an up to code level property. Still a shell, but it's up to code.
They're selling me something that is essentially biohazard free.
There you go. Well, that's important, right? Especially asbestos, right? You have to go and do one of those cleanings. That's not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, all in, they spent $157,000 doing that project there.
So they spent $157,000 and then they sold it to you for $200,000.
Correct.
So basically, they got $43,000.
Correct.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, I think the big thing for them was, so I watched it. It was on their city website, and I was kind of like,
what was it listed for? Sorry, I'm just trying to get the picture.
So it was listed for 150, 200, somewhere right around there.
All right. So it wasn't a crazy high list.
No, nope.
Okay.
Nope. It was very reasonable. Saw it, and then I couldn't get access to it, and then I was traveling. I was like, oh, and then the auction closed, no bid. And then the city council votes to say, we're going to put this out to market. And I'm like, uh-oh. Because now if it goes out to market and now it's not bid, now I have to compete with the market.
Right.
And I knew this asset. I knew the property. What it was really funny was I had lost track of it. And my agent sent it to me and go, hey, look at this. I was like, oh my word, they put it on the market.
Oh, okay.
they had 7 showings on a Saturday, and I had intimated my view of making sure that I ended up with this asset because I had a dream, and
Right.
I already knew what it was going to look like, and I still know what it was going to look like, and I've already done renderings and the whole nine. And so to impress the city, and to make sure that they knew exactly what they were getting in me as a buyer,
Right.
was I actually wrote that into my offer. I'm an investor in the city, been investing in the city for 14 years. I want to continue my investment. I know that as much as we've grown in the last 4, we can, grow that much more in the next, in the last 14, we can grow that much more in the next 14. It was really making the case for why the asset should go to somebody like me.
Local. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we didn't ask for grants. We didn't ask for abatements. We didn't ask for any of these things. We just said, we want to be a part of the city, and we want to do this. We want to do this project in the city for the city, and make it an amazing place.
Okay.
So I went literally gig economy, Mike. I went on Fiverr. I described it to one of the guys on Fiverr. I said, this is what I want the rendering to look like. Here's the raw picture, and give me the rendering. And he came back with a rendering for $60. Nice. And I used that rendering. I printed it out on a big, huge sheet at picture quality paper. And I presented it at the city council meeting and said, this is what that building can look like if you allow me to buy it.
And you again bought for 200, which I think you're telling me was above list price.
It was above list price.
So you paid above list price. You're local. You have a track record.
Yep.
You invested in creating a rendering, which was $60. I thought it'd be like $1,000. So smart on you for Fiverr.
Thanks.
Yeah,
$60. That's it, and that included the printing of the picture.
I love it. All right, so you do that. Do you get a soft yes at the city council, or they can't say?
So when we go and we present, it was voted on that night, and it was unanimous 11-0
for you.
For me.
So there's how many other offers?
I believe they got three other offers. I think they got 3 other offers.
So total 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yours was the cleanest, I'm guessing.
I think so. Yeah, we'll pay cash.
Yeah, we'll pay cash. It was clean.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. So okay. So now you own a police station and you own a jail.
I do.
What how do you turn this thing into your vision? What happens first?
So the first thing is we do something called one of the things I talked about with the city was, if we want to, I kind of scolded the council, and that can backfire. It's not the best of ideas, so I don't recommend that to others.
Shocking.
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, it had to have a little lumberjack in it. So so I basically kind of scolded them, and I said, listen, the city's amazing, but I'm tired of hearing everybody say we need ADA housing. We need housing that's more accessible to people, for veterans and disabilities, and we need more of this, and we need more of this. Okay, here's what I'll do. There's a part of this building that is literally perfection. You wheel out to a sidewalk. If you're in a wheelchair, you wheel out to a sidewalk where you can literally go down the sidewalk, and you have public transportation on the next street, or you have 2 handicap parking spaces right in front of the building.
Nice.
Where you can be picked up. And I said, this is crying for that type of investment, and I'm willing to spend the extra money to build it to an ADA spec.
Yep.
Because that will benefit the community. And I said, the other things that I think the community needs is during the wintertime, much like there in Vegas, as you know, we went to Vegas earlier in the year. I took my kids to 14 different play spots because I wanted to do research of, is that something because for there, it's the extreme summers.
Right.
For here, it's the extreme winters. So the goal was to do something we can do, use something and build something that we can service the local community with a big interior playground, playland for kids to go and play inside in the 4 or 5 really bad winter months we have.
Look at you. Who doesn't think the lumberjack has a big heart?
And
it's in there somewhere.
It is. I mean, we don't, usually we don't share it because, it's not really, it's not really the thing that I'm focused on, but we wanted to do a project that would make a difference. And so what will make a difference is we'll be able to do 4 where the offices were for the police station. We'll be able to do 4 2-bedroom units up there. It's all just a shell. So we'll be able to restud it and make our own room sizes and everything. We're working with an architect to do that. And then the first floor will be a playland, hopefully some sort of like an eatery that we can help build their business with as we're building the playland.
Now, let me just make sure the playland and the eatery, these will be leases to you. You're not going to operate a playland.
I'm going to operate Playland.
Oh, it'll be another
We're
lumberjack
gonna put
company.
in we're gonna put in an operator. Yeah, we're gonna put in an operator. We're gonna design it. We're gonna build it out. We're gonna make it amazing, and we want to do it where, frankly, the rents from the top floor will help subsidize the rent for the first floor, which means we can keep the costs lower for tickets and access for kids in the
Oh,
local
nice.
neighborhoods, so they
Okay.
can actually get access to the building. And
So are you going to own an eatery as well, or are you going to
no,
let somebody else? Okay. So that'll be just a
that's
straight lease.
that's too far. I've got a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old,
Ah,
and soon to be a
so, so you're
0-year-old.
like, I got playland covered. I'm good.
Yeah,
I got
don't
five,
worry,
I got
guys.
five people signed up.
Dad's hooking you up, kids. Dad's hooking you up.
What do you want? What do you want?
There's got to be some perk to being the Lumberjacks kids, but
There you
yeah,
go.
that's the plan. Is so we'll do Playland. We'll have hopefully the city. They've been amazing through this process, and that's what I always talk about with people. Is part of my course is literally how to work with code enforcement and the cities.
Yeah.
If you understand how to do that, and you have a city that isn't interested and doesn't want to work with you, and they're difficult to work with, pass. Go somewhere else. This city's staff has been spectacular. They've been amazing. They've taken every meeting I've asked for. They've given me guidance. They've given me input. This will be, it might be my money and it might be my building, but this will absolutely be a joint success for this city because of their input and because of what they're going to have to approve some of these things. It's not going to be a variance. It's going to be what's called a CUP, a change in use permit. And so they can give that change in use permit for that ADA housing on the first floor that will give 2 people that are wheelchair bound their lives back.
Nice.
Yes, I agree.
So you have a great vision. I guess we'll close with timeline and budget. You go whichever one you want. So you bought the building for 200. What's it going to cost you think when you're all said and done?
About $1 million.
Oh, joy. 5x.
Yeah, it's about $1 million.
So you'll be into it 1-2.
Yeah.
But once it's all done and leased up, you're at what rent you think?
Rents, we're probably going to, I'm just guessing, we're going to be, so we'll have about, when it's all said and done, we'll have probably about $12,000 a month, $13,000 a month of debt on the building.
Okay.
And we'll probably be about 16 to 17,000 in rents.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot of work for not a lot.
Yeah. I would call this a mission-driven project.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, the beauty is you can do those at your stage of your career. I would not
Absolutely.
recommend somebody doing this in the first 5 deals.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, not a good idea.
And that was one of the things that I had to reflect on. I said, 15, 20 years ago, could I do this project? Nope. 15? Nope. 10? Nope. 5, maybe. 3, yes. Now, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taken on a couple of mission-driven projects as well. I remember a house I picked up, I guess it's been 3, maybe 4 years ago. It's just a heart-wrenching story. I was in a position to pay cash for it. I bought it. I remodeled it nice and let the existing folks stay there, way below market rent, just because I'm like, well, this is one I'm giving back.
Yeah.
And I won't touch that rent until they leave.
Yep.
Just because of the story. So
yeah, it's important. I mean, as you often, you're purpose driven, right? And we're trying to do the right thing and do affordable housing and have a mix of affordable and middle tier and move up. And then, the nice, really, kind of high end luxury stuff. So we kind of serve all 3 of those markets. And then with some of the commercial stuff like this, it's about, putting a product out there that the market that area needs. That area, that's going to make a huge difference to the single moms and dads, to the grandparents that have young kids, to the moms that need to just get a day where they can go do their mom stuff, where they can send a sitter somewhere where the kids are going to come home exhausted, take a nice long nap. We kind of got that down to a science with our kids. We'd do that for 2-3 hours in the morning. I'd put food in them. And then the afternoon they would take a nap, and then they would wake up and they'd be refreshed, and we'd hang out for a little bit and go do another activity, and then dinner, and then bedtime. And so this will change families' lives in this area, and that's what I'm really pumped to be able to do.
very, very cool, man. Well, this is a great story. Where can people go find it? Because you're going to be posting lots of pictures and videos, I bet.
Yeah, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and on Instagram. We were going to do a live there, but it's still a really unsafe building right now. There's floors missing all over the place.
Yeah,
And so
probably not a
we
good
got
idea.
we got some floors in there with also some lights because there hasn't been any electric there for a while. But yeah, couldn't be more thrilled. The city was amazing to work with. Their staff has been awesome, and I would encourage investors that have been doing this for any amount of time. We've got to start thinking outside the box and find a way to utilize these assets that the cities, quite frankly, it's a huge win for them because now they're going to start getting taxes and it's going to provide services to the market that are
Yeah.
very, very badly needed.
Yeah, this is the opposite of a doom loop, right? The
It
doom
is.
loop that San Francisco's coming, where taxes are coming down as values. You're going to go in and take it from the bottom, and it'll be worth a lot more in the future. So, yeah, good for
Mhm.
you. Good for
Thanks.
you. Thanks, buddy.
Anytime. Thanks, Mike.